But no, I decided our community needs this. We need expression, we need art, and we need our own identity. And this is a first step. And there are many other artists doing this, but I've tried to go a little further because I'm hoping that will inspire guys that will come after me.
And I'm Eric.
I'm Christian.
No, it's the opposite. We have
Eric.
Yes, we have a cool episode today. We have a pleasure to chat with the songwriter, musician, director, singer, everything.
And friend.
Benjamin Koll. He's in Guadalajara, Mexico. So we talk about his career, music, bears, and many things.
Yeah, everything.
But oh baby, it's not good to be alone. Let me try something here, baby.
Hello, Benjamin.
Hi, Benjamin.
Hello, guys.
Let me take you home.
2016, you decided to stop making music for other people and start making it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, why did you change? What happened?
We are friends for longer than that, so you know me a little. And I was tired of the politics, the big companies. At first it was that. I stopped working with big labels and that because I got fed up with the politics and the fame issues and dealing with some artists and all that. It was really tiresome. It had been like 5 years, and I said, okay, this is it. That was 2012, more or less. And then I started my own label, but there was a moment I realized I was doing the same, working too much for other people and not living my own life and my own dreams. So I thought, well, this is the moment. If you don't do it now, you will never do it. So I decided to bet for myself and to stop working for others and focus on what I wanted to do.
I am dancing on the ceiling. I am dreaming of a good time.
What do you think is more challenging, producing music for yourself or for others?
For others. Producing music for me, it's always nice and it's an adventure and it's fun. And I'm having the time of my life now, working. When I'm able to work on music, it's really funny. It's fun, and I have a great time because it's for me. It's me who is expressing himself, and I don't have to be translating any other person's feelings or whatever. When I produced other artists, I tried to be as invisible as I could and translate what that person wanted to communicate to their audience. So it was more, I always thought my work was like doing dresses, like a tailor. You did I did like haute couture and really cool dresses for everybody, but it was not for me. So it was more challenging to do it for others. Absolutely. For me, it's really fun. It's, in fact, the music, the music part, I'm having a great time. There are other parts that are more difficult for me, being myself, but okay.
Since you're bilingual, which one is easier for you to compose and produce? Is it easier for you to do Spanish or English?
Well, it depends on how the song is born. Usually, when a song is born in English, I end up finishing it in English. The biggest part of my music culture is English. So I usually write all my music in English. So that's why the songs are like that. There's a Spanish song on the second album, on the last one, but it was a song that I wrote in Spanish. And I don't know, I may write again something in Spanish or not. It depends on inspiration and on the song. If the song wants to be in English, it will be in English. If it wants to be Spanish or French, who knows?
Is the pandemic inspire you for new songs?
Yes, in fact, I've done two, inspired on this situation, and the lyrics are related to this. Although I don't want to be very specific, because I one thing I love about what I do is that people can relate to the songs as if they were them. You know, if they can interpret them, the songs, in a different way. Each person makes them finds a different meaning on each song, and that's I think I'm working more and more on. So I'm not being too specific, but yes, it's inspired on this moment, on the isolation and you know the change of times we are facing.
I like winter melodies. I like love as it is.
2017, you released Two Men Kiss, a song that was born as an anthem against hate and bullying towards the LGBT community. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, it was okay. I don't want to be frivolous about that, about this, but when the Pulse shootings happened in Florida, it was a shock, you know, for me and for all the community. And I was following the news, and I think it was like one day after it happened, there was like a profile on the guy who did the shooting, and the guy was triggered because he saw guys kissing on the streets and holding hands, and that was what made him be mad at that people and go into that club. So a part of me said we need to be more visible, and we need to create songs and to create images as a community that make these things more usual, you know. And we have to raise our voices against homophobia, and we have to talk about that. We cannot think everything is done and that. So the song, it's about in fact, if you read the lyrics, it's a song that's made for us as a community to sing it to people that's not in our position. So it's a song about giving information about how we feel, because usually all the big media and all the imagery, you know, when you see people kissing, it's from a straight point of view, so from the heteronormative thing. And this was my way of trying to tell the same story, but from our perspective as gay men. And that was it. The song was a response to that. And then the video was the same. I wrote everybody I knew, and I told them, please send me videos of you and your partner kissing, and I want to do a video featuring all of them, because that's the message. You need to show more people kissing, and that has to be normal. We have to avoid that another guy sees two guys on the street kissing and gets mad because that's like alien for him. That was the reason of that song. The irony is that YouTube has censored those videos, so they are demonetized. They are labeled as offensive and sensitive and for adults, and it's been an ongoing fight for years with them.
And we are honored to actually be a part of that video.
Yes, well, in fact, I remember I talked with you about this thing before I did it, because I didn't want to be insensitive. I was very worried that the song might come across like, you know, trying to make something about that. And I was worried that the message was not clearly put out there. And you helped me realize that. I remember that.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about YouTube. Since we're talking about, let's complain about YouTube.
Yeah.
Because our other channel, the Fluffies, had some videos with funny complaints about anything. One thumbnail was him, another friend, fighting for a minion, and it goes a graphic violence
I mean,
for the thumbnail. Like
No,
it's a minion, for heaven's sakes.
YouTube is in the middle of a very stupid phase. I think everything is because of the president, the woman that's directing this. Since she got in the reins of YouTube, everything has gotten worse. Just remember, like 2 years ago, precisely on Pride Day, on the 28th of June, she began to demonetize all the LGBTQ channels. That was ironic, to say the least. And it's a shame that they are like that. And if you get to talk with anybody inside, if they have a moment and can talk with you like off the record, they will tell you, yeah, we know. We are forced to gaslight LGBTQ channels. We are forced to make them perform less and less and to go hidden in the platform, and that's it. And it's policy, it's company policy, and it's very difficult to fight about against that, because if you do this test, I did it just 2 weeks ago. If you have a channel that's going well, send them an email complaining about racial or sexual profiling, and your channel will be down like 4 times sync on the analytics, because it's the moment you raise a flag, they are onto you, and they won't let you grow as a channel or whatever.
You know, it's about this channel, the Pedersen says, because some interviews we made, it doesn't go anywhere. Technically, we try to promote, try to monetize.
No, because they hide it. You can do a test. I've been doing that. You know, I have many channels apart from the Benjamin Kolls because of my previous label, the record label, and we've been testing, and it's amazing. You know, it's because it's proof that they are doing it this way, and they hide the videos. And you, for example, tell anybody to subscribe and click the bell, and then you release something and they are not notified. You know, for example, that's one of the reasons the videos get lost. But they don't like us. It's a reality, and that's what we have to work with. You know,
it's sad. We're gonna fight for it. We're gonna fight together.
No, it's happening here. It's happening on Instagram, Facebook. It's, you know, I never understood quite why. I don't want to think it's because of just because of religious reasons. But there are people up in the, you know, up there with big money that they don't like gay stuff, and they spend a lot of money in harming our communication. That's why there are so little positive examples of gay life on big media, you know, on mainstream. Or if you analyze the type of gay examples or roles that are played on those big mainstream media, they are always sexless, or, you know, like measured in straight heteronormative rules, and, you know, bland, or they are never the real thing.
No,
unfortunately.
Also, as part of the Instagram, the Pedersen says, you know how hard it is to deal with those things. What deactivate 3 times, for no reason, and other challenges.
Yeah. I know. It's an ongoing fight for me, and it's something I was just 2 days ago. I decided to not worry more than that one. To not let it affect me the way it was affecting me, because I was auto-censoring myself, and I was getting depressed because of this. And no. I think we have to keep creating, and there will be, you know, it's a matter of, if they put things difficult, we have to do twice, and that's it.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you released your second album this past February, All Systems Go. You refer to it as the most mature yet. Can you explain why?
Yes, because my plan for the second album was to do a disco fun album with one of those albums you get to cheer you up, and I wanted it to be uplifting and suddenly I began to write the songs, and I don't know why there were another things surfacing, and there are songs that are not that happy or uplifting, are more serious and sad, and there are songs that are about age. The album got quite more serious than I expected. But I try to be honest with the creation process. You have that plan, but then inspiration comes, and that happened.
There's a good that you produce your own thing, so do whatever.
Yeah, you do what you want.
You follow as you go.
And it's that's why I was saying I'm having the time of my life, because I play all the instruments, I do all the music, I write the songs, I do everything. I only have help to record my vocals, and at some punctual things, as I have some collaborations. But the main thing is me, and it's the first time in a long career I've been able to do something for myself and just about myself, and that's great. That's a great feeling.
Do you tend to go back to your album and think, oh, I should have done that? Oh, maybe you try to control yourself about that? What you did?
No, that's what I was saying. I tried to do a disco happy album, and no, my process was different, and suddenly the songs were about different things, and I was this close to release a very depressing album. Thank God the 3 or 4 last songs I wrote were more uplifting, but no, I don't. That's the thing. I try to be as honest as possible, because that's the good thing about having had a long career with many different stages. It's at this moment I can do this, like, not trying to control anything, and do what inspiration and matters to me at that moment. In fact, I was one of the plans I have is to, I don't know if this one, because I've already written like 4 songs, but I want to do an album old style, like in the 70s, that start the first day of a month and have a complete month to do the album. And whatever I write and I record on that month is the album. Outside of it, nothing else. It's a thing I want to do.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's how the big albums were made in the 70s and the 80s. They were locked down for a month. They rented a studio and wrote the songs on site and played them and record them. And I think that's great, because it's like a snapshot of that moment, and it could, you never know the results. It's like a risky thing to do, but it's fun as well.
Do you have a song you like the most on the album, like it touches you more than others? Is there a favorite?
I don't know. No, because each song defines a moment. I cannot. It's very difficult for me. I know people are used to lists and top 10s and that. But for me as a creative person, it's very difficult to choose one song, because each song has a meaning. I try not to do fillers, they are not like songs to complete like a number, and it's difficult because each song has a story. If we talk about each one of the songs of the 2 albums, each one has a story, a moment, and a reason, and it has a background, and maybe it's still developing, because there are songs I'm still working on them, even they have been released. I'm working on remixes or different versions or future things about them, because I think of the songs as like they are like living entities, and they can evolve and mean different things on different moments of time.
It can be a testify that the time we visit you years ago, following you producing a song is a very interesting thing.
Oh yeah.
very interesting process to see you working back, and it's very cool. Really.
Yeah, I work. I usually maybe you end up hearing the same song like 1,000 times.
Yes.
But that also ends up giving the song. It's that's the polish thing. It's because of that, because every little aspect has been decided.
Yeah, when I listen to the song read later, every time I listen, I think of the time you were doing that. It's very funny.
Like with Forte. When you
Oh, yes. I was hearing that song just yesterday. And it's a shame that the guy got scared and got cold feet and run away from, because he was getting there.
It was a great song. We played it over and over again.
Funny story, like 2 months ago, he wrote me and told me, I'm sorry, I got cold feet, but now I'm sure I'm going to do it. And I was okay. Now I'm another place.
Yeah, you're not in Spain anymore.
Too late.
Well, maybe not for him. I wish he manages to get where he wants to get. But it was a shame, because at that time he was getting places. For a first song on a first artist, it got a lot of attention.
Yes, we like a lot.
Yeah, we really.
We still watch the video once in a while. Like, good times.
Yes.
Speaking of songs, one of the songs of the album, I think that I'm following, it was a co-written with Trevor.
Yes.
Donovan, which I know for many years, not in person, but we talked back and forth for a long time. How was this process?
Well, he wrote me. We knew each other. We met in Madrid once for a dinner. I think it was one of them at Bears, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And maybe last year or so, he wrote me and told me he loved the first album and he wanted to try and collaborate. And he wrote lyrics and he started sending me lyrics. And there was really nice material there. And there was a moment I'm very slow with that type of collaborations. I was telling him, please be patient. I'll be reading the lyrics and letting them, boil on my mind. And there was a moment I was working on a thing that I'm following, and I had the chorus, but I didn't have the verse. And I went back to his lyrics and from 2 of them arranged the lyrics that you have now. And that's the collaboration. But I have more lyrics from him, and it's very likely that he will be on another song of the next album.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So one of the important characteristics of your solo career is your music videos.
Yes.
What was it like working with Jeremy Morse?
Well, he's adorable. I don't know if you know him in person, but he's a really great guy. He's very funny, and we had a really great time doing the video. The first one, Tell Me Why, I had an idea, one thing I've never enjoyed of the Bear films and that, it's that we are always displayed, in messy places and like not fancy situations, And I wanted to showcase 2 bears in a fancy villa, doing fancy stuff, and I wanted the video to be something you aspire for, aspirational. And I told him, well, he did dance for my first video, I'll Be Good, but that was shot on Chicago by Jose Spinning, and that was Jeremy alone. That was before Two Man Kiss. But then we kept talking, and when Tell Me Why the idea was born, the idea was to do that, to show bears in a situation that's usual for straight videos, like fancy whatever. But we wanted to do that with bears, and there was a twist, but that coincided with the YouTube censorship, so that version was hidden. The idea was to promote not only that you as bear could have a really fancy villa and money and have a romantic and classy adventure, but you also did it with using condoms, safe sex. And that was the initial idea for the video, to build up to a moment when there's a condom. And the sad part is that we had to take that. Well, the version exists, but it cannot be played anywhere now. I've only played on live shows and that.
It's funny.
That's too bad.
Speaking of Jeremy, you don't know him in person, but you have him here with us.
Oh, that's great.
Our friend Alessandro, is Brazilian, living in New Jersey. He loved him, and then he
That's
made it.
Yeah.
have to
And
show.
dancing.
Yes. So that was Tell Me Why, and it was a really fun experience, but it also has a downside, because it made me realize how much bears objectify other bears, you know?
Yeah.
And that's something I don't like, and I want to talk about it on future songs. I don't like this thing we have as bears, that people objectify others, they repost the pictures without asking, without names. They are just pieces of meat. And with the video, something like that happened. Suddenly we found out that chopped parts of the video without music were here and there. And it's very sad, because that I just found out that we have a lot of we have a long way to go yet as a community.
Yeah, people understand wrong.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
until now, I see old pictures of mine spread everywhere. Sometimes people tell us, it's a small word in a way. People tell, oh, there's a picture of yours, or him kissing my belly, everywhere.
And someone else is putting it out there.
As the profile picture, for example.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah, well,
their picture; it's our picture.
We have had lots of trouble with fake accounts created with my pictures. I'm still having trouble with that. I don't know why some people find it amusing to open profiles with other people's faces. I don't like that, and we are fighting our best to avoid those things.
Yes, the guys think maybe if I look like Benjamin, people are gonna talk to him, but not me, and I take advantage. I have guys faking their profile to talk to me,
Oh yeah.
and I realize it's not really the person. He's using somebody else's picture.
Or
But, you
they
know-
can say I'm in Canada when they're really like in Bangladesh or wherever.
But the thing that worries me is that lately we've been some guys wrote me to my Benjamin Koll website to tell me that there was some guy scamming people on Facebook with my pictures on his profile.
Oh, wow.
So that I don't like that, that people take advantage, and it's happened like 3 or 4 times on Facebook and on Instagram, that people using my pics have taken money of others.
No, that's horrible.
That's horrible.
Yes, and we are fighting, but it's being very difficult. Facebook for once they blocked my personal profile and said, well, we'll deal with this when the COVID ends. It's like that. And on Instagram, we are trying from many places to fight the fake accounts. But to me, the problem is when they start to take money from other people, because that's
horrible.
I think we are still at the beginning of this social media era, and there should be some basic rules, and this should be because, for example, I don't understand why Facebook needs your phone and then they block your profile, having your phone and your address and everything, and they should impose a rule that this kind of fake profiles, they always come from the same IPs and all that. Why don't they pursue those profiles and take them out?
Talk about the objectification. It's very interesting to discuss, especially since we deal with pictures and people sending pictures. It's amazing how things go. I think
my initial plan was to be more daring and more bold with the pictures and all. Well, I don't know if you know, I've published a book with each of the albums. The books are on Amazon. They have the pictures and lyrics and extended notes on the songs and making ofs, and there are some pictures there that are riskier than whatever you can put on Instagram or on Facebook. And my initial plan was to be, faithful to the bear spirit and be very open about that, about sexuality, and that's why we did Tell Me Why like that, because we wanted to because we are bears and we cannot deny we love sex. We are very sexual, and there's nothing wrong about that. We are not like other communities in the gay and the straight world. So I wanted to reflect that, but I had to stop because there's plenty of the guys on the community that don't understand that, and they turn it into like a machismo thing, and they began to objectify everything, to erase the watermarks, to repost the pictures taken out of context, and they turned something that was to be exciting and cool and fun to experience within the community. They have turned it into porn, and very shitty porn.
It's a very funny limit, a line about that. Some people confuse, for us, Basic Sets, people message sometimes, talk about sex to us, thinking a profile account is a sexual service. They say, I'm going to do this. I say, hold on, you're not. It's not a personal profile. So it's not us.
This is a business profile.
One of the questions Jeremy and I get the most is are you married? Did you have real sex? Because it's real sex, because it looks like real, and I'm like, yes. And Star Wars was shot on space with real spaceships. It's like, hello, it's a movie. It's a fiction.
It's acting.
And for example, to kiss in front of a camera, you have to use a very strange angle. It's not sexy or well, it's funny because Jeremy and I had a blast. We were laughing all the shooting, but it's not comfortable. It was really painful, and the best scenes, oh my God, with our height, with our weight, it was really painful.
Much less when we visited you guys back years ago, people kept asking, did you do it? What happened? Yes. Every picture you took, oh my God, tell me, what happened there? So,
what happened in Spain stays in Spain.
You don't have to report to people about things, but it's funny how it creates fantasies about stuff.
I'm okay with the fantasy as long as they don't objectify me, don't make up lies or think or treat me as I'm not a person and I'm a service or whatever. I'm not a service. I'm a person. I'm a real person with feelings, and and I can say yes or I can say no. You know, I have my right to choose.
You talk about your book. I have a question about your book.
Yeah. So why did you make them?
Because I love, you know, I loved when in the 80s you bought a vinyl and you have the booklet inside, and you had a lot of material to touch and to feel and read. And this is why I did the books, because behind all of these albums there's a lot of creativity, not only mine but the photographers. We have a designer that does all the big work on design, and the books are they are a way of displaying all that work. You can, most of the more the pictures that the guys more enjoyed, they are here in full, you know, in a really nice size, and you have all the story about the songs, the making of, and curiosity. The second book is even more complete because we had more than a year to do all the pictures. There are pictures that were made public before, and there are others that no, are only on the book. And the book is sort of a listening companion. You get the album and get the book and start listening to the songs, reading the lyrics, the making of, looking at the pictures, and it's a way of having a more expanded experience and to enjoy the music on a different level, you know.
Which is cool, because I think you elevate the bare music business to another level. It's not just an album. There's more.
But that's why my first album is called Songs for a Better Future. It's because, you know, when I decided to pursue this career as being me the artist, the first question I asked myself is, what do you want to communicate as an artist? And I remember myself when I was a teenager, or I was in my 20s, there were many artists that I loved, but very little had things that really mattered to me. You know, maybe there was a lady singer that was sexy for the straight guys, but for me it was, you know, like a Barbie. I didn't have a singer I was turned on watching his videos or his pictures, and I wanted to give that experience to others. You know, to have an artist that likes the same things you like, and it's turned on by the same things. You know, it's the same thing straight people has had for many years. Well, for bears, it's like that. That's my.
I think it's so cool. It's another way to do music and artistry together. I think it's very important to do that. To inspire people.
Yeah, definitely. How can people get the book?
Yes, and I'm hoping there will be new artists that will go this way and do more, you know, because you have to my idea was that I could very easily have turned into the mainstream and go back to the mainstream where I was working and do, you know, a mainstream album or something more. But no, I decided our community needs this, you know, we need expression, we need art, and we need our own identity, and this is a first step, and there are many other artists doing this, but I've tried to go a little further because I'm hoping that will inspire guys that will come after me.
And how can guys buy the books in the album?
The books are exclusively on Amazon stores. This is because I'm very aware people is not, you know, I don't want to make them expend lots of money. I want them to be able to have a nice life and enjoy these things. So the cheapest way of doing it was to do it with Amazon, because they print each of the books on demand. If we had done them by ourselves, we had had to do like 1,000 copies, and it would be very expensive. This way, it's a better way to have something nice at a good price. And same thing happens with the CDs. There's a CD edition of each album that has more art. I'm looking for one of them, so I can let me get. This is the first album.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful edition.
Yes.
And it's great artwork too.
Yes, it's something you can grab and collect. And then the second album is the same. It's on the same format, and the idea is to build a world, so you can collect all the little things. And that's it. And the idea was that to give something, experience that related to us. That's why I did it this way.
I can feel it in the summer. Let me see your body rock to the top, 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 up to the top. Let's go up, reach for the sun.
And what are your plans for the rest of the year?
There are like 3 or 4 more music videos planned, but we are waiting to be able to go outside to do them. So I'll be working on that. I've been working as well on my collaboration on the first album by Perfected. They remix my songs, or most of them. They have remixed them, and they are about to release a new album. And I'll be writing songs and preparing for the next album at the same time.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Mm. But it's very, this is a non-stop job, because if you follow my social media, you'll see there are pictures every day, different with different artwork. And that's mostly done by me, and it's a lot of work, But it's fun. I love it.
And how can people find you? How can people follow you?
Well, the easiest thing is to go to benjaminkoll.com. It's my website. There you'll find all the info on all the releases and links and that. And then searching for Benjamin Koll on YouTube. And, well, there you go. That's my channel. And on Facebook, Twitter, and I'm on Instagram as well. And I'm even in Bebo. Bebo, I still have a profile there.
Oh, yeah?
Although many little people have it. I think it's important to be more visible, more than ever now, because although it may seem the other way, there's a lot of homophobia going on in the world, not only on our countries, but outside, on other places.
Inside the culture too, inside the bear culture, there's so many homophobic going on.
Yes. And it's sad, but the best thing to do with those things is to be more visible, to keep working. If someone on the bear community tells you you're stupid because you're being too bearish or to whatever, maybe he's the one that's stupid because he's been too heteronormative, So I think we have to be there and be there for each other. I try to answer everybody. Well, if they come across too sexy, too sex-oriented, I'm not that there. But I think the main thing we have to do is to be visible and to be reachable. To be there for all the guys that don't have it that easy.
Yes, it's part to be supportive and welcome people. Like, don't treat. I always say that people sometimes send pictures to us like afraid of being rejected already, because they're being rejected so many other places. And then we say, no, we're welcome here. There's nothing to feel ashamed or rejected. We're welcome. And then things change.
Yeah, it's but it's something that started happening like 10 years ago. I don't know. It was like the muscle scene throughout all the bearded guys, and they came to the bear community like reclaiming a space, and it's good that they have their own space, but it's not good that they are, looking down on other people. I don't know. The Bears are. We have to be more welcoming and not worried about, different shapes, colors, or nationalities. There's a trend these last weeks. People started asking me if I like people from one country or another, and I'm like, what difference does it take? If you're from a country or whatever, it's like with the colors. I'm lucky in Spain. We are not as racist as they are on other countries, and I understand people live on that kind of mental state that they are always worried about being profiled because of their color or whatever. But sometimes I think the change has to come from within. You have to accept yourself and love yourself, and then I don't know. It's not. It's the thing I'm detecting more these days, that people is like auto-censoring and auto-profiling themselves. It's like, hello? No. Don't be like that. Don't use tags. Use your names, and that's it.
Yeah. The only, for me, the negative thing about social media is it creates monsters.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Definitely.
good in many things, but the other side for me is very complicated. It's the ego, the beauty, and the sexes and the hottest ones. You are not. That's complicated, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and that's one of the things I try. That's why, for example, when I did open videos, they are open to everybody that comes. There's no, if you want to come to a video, come. You're free to. It's you that's putting yourself out there and available for others. I'm not going to tell you. You're free to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the message we should inspire on others, that judgment is not for us. We should take that word away.
Yes. But thank you so much.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Spending time with us. We're gonna do more things.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just the beginning.
Yes, we. I'm hoping I'll be more stronger when I get back from August, and I'd love to feature you on my channel. I'm sure guys will be excited to have you there as well. And I don't know. Keep up the good work. And thank you so much.
Thank you. You too.
Oh, look at this.
Oh my God!
Ooh.
Look at this.
Oh my. Oh. So I'd like to thank Benjamin Koll for talking to us.
Yes, thank you so much.
For sure, we're going to have him many times. And as he showed during the chat, his books. Yes, also got it. Surprise.
Yeah.
You can get his books and music, everything, benjaminkoll.com. You can also check his YouTube channel. And I don't know anymore. I'm so nervous after looking at this.
I know.
Oh my God. So, meanwhile, check our other videos, Bilingual Show. Follow on Instagram, Facebook. Check our website, bilingual.com. There's so many things there.
So much.
I don't know where the button is now. And what else?
Stay fluffy.
Yes, let's go. Keep looking at this.
Yeah. Oh.
So many voices rising here and there, but no one seems to fight for the right thing. Time for a change. Time for a change. It's time of change. Changes.